Hey everyone, this is Dr. Baby Solanki, aka VMD. I am a proud Matcha resident brand ambassador, a fellow SGU alumni, and I matched internal medicine in New York City, the land of opportunities, in 2020. I want to use this video to kind of reflect back at what a crazy journey residency has been so far. A beautiful journey, but crazy. I'm really happy to be making this video. It helps me kind of self-reflect on the past 2 years. I'm going into PGY3 year, which is very exciting, onto my future adventure as a hospitalist / primary care attending. I love primary care. That's where my heart's at, and I believe in the power of primary care. So that's where I'm going to be going on in the future. But if I kind of reflect back on residency experience, it's been crazy. It's been a whirlwind. I still remember going through all my interviews all over the country back in 2019, 2020 before I matched, and just wondering like, what kind of a resident am I going to be? What kind of an intern am I going to be? My biggest advice, and looking back at something that I was given as advice that worked amazingly, is have confidence. Okay, imposter syndrome is real, but if you self-reflect, if you know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and you self-reflect every day, every rotation, you are always going to be progressing towards growth. Don't be nervous. I know it is so daunting to start residency. You think you don't know anything, but trust yourself. You know lots of stuff, okay? The craziest thing that happened to me, my very first day of residency, of intern year, I walked in to my first rotation, which is inpatient floors, and I go to a very busy hospital. My residency is in like a primary trauma care center. It's in the heart of Brooklyn. It's busy, the turnover is quick, and we get to see a lot of sick patients. So I walked in my first day, and immediately within 5 minutes of us starting our day at 7 a.m., there was a code. And internally, I was like, what do I do? How do I manage this? But externally, I kept it cool. You know, I got in there, I had an amazing senior, I had the awesome call team that ran the code. When I got in there and I got my hands ready and I helped as best as I could, I was doing compressions, I was bagging the patient. And it just made me, as chaotic as this sounds, it made me ease into residency very quickly. Within the first 5 minutes of me having an MD after my name, with me, you know, technically having being under an attending's license, I realized like people look towards me. Nurses were looking at me during the code. PCAs, part of the medical team, looked at me during the code saying, "Doc, like, you know, what do we do?" And I realized like you have responsibility. You know, when you're a medical student, you have the knowledge, you're trying to transition into being a resident, responsibility falls on your lap. And I kind of was like, what do I do with this? It's daunting, it's scary. But I realized like I have help. I realized I have a voice. I can ask people for help. I know my knowledge. I know my communication skills. I know I can be a leader and step up to be a leader when I need to be, but at the same time, I'm a great team player. So all these skills that I have, interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, I used to get me through intern year. And wow, what a learning curve. I feel like the moment I became a senior, I was confident. I feel like I learned so much throughout ICU, inpatient, outpatient rotations, and my subspecialty clinics that I felt like I had enough of a grasp of the foundation to just kind of keep building on. I know I talked a lot, but looking back and reflecting, it's been an amazing journey. It's been a steep learning curve, like almost like 90 degree. But I have made amazing friends along the way, like lifelong friends through residency. I have made amazing networks and rapport, built great rapport with attendings, people that I've made mentors along the way that I know I can count on. I've learned so much. I have memories of patients in my head that I will cherish with me forever. Patients that I helped save, patients that I may have unfortunately lost along the way, but I learned so much from. It's been an amazing journey. And so for everyone that's starting out on this career, actually, whatever stage of this career you're at, whether you're starting residency, whether you're already going from intern year to senior or senior to fellowship, don't forget to look back, reflect, think about all the amazing things you've done, the things that you could still work on, because we're always self-learners, we're always lifelong learners, more importantly. So always improve, think about what the future holds, and be excited for the next journey. Anyways, I'm Dr. V. This is Matt, your resident, and I wish everyone all the best in their next steps.